was teaching at the University of Virginia this in 1960s. In fact, my wife Peggy was teaching there also. We love Virginia, but Chicago had such a revered name, especially there, as a matter of fact. It was a name to conjure with, and so we were excited, and I accepted an appointment to come for 1 year to see what it was like. And everything was very pleasing to us. It felt in the best way like Cambridge. That is an urban with a lot of intellectual excitement, a lot of house activities, and wonderful students around about. So we felt very much at home from the word go. In fact, we ran into a lot of friends too. This is an tight intellectual community, and we knew some of the people then who are still here. Steve Barry, for one, who was a friend, a classmate. So we felt very much at home. And I was particularly excited about the core course. I had never had that teaching experience before, because most people don't be asked to teach explicitly out of your field. I'm not a classicist, although I've read those plays and I love it. I was thrown into teaching Greek thought and literature, which of course is a core course explicitly for the college. I thought that was really a very exciting idea, and that it struck me too, obviously wonderful for the students to have that sort of great books, cultural, large civilizational background, but I was also conscious of the thought that it seemed to be a very good idea for the faculty, that my colleagues in the English department were all doing one of these courses or another, and by choice we were also asked to do this, but I think everybody embraced that with a sense of real excitement. I soon got to teaching a fairly large Shakespeare course, and that attracted mostly undergraduate students, room for people in the MA programs or the PhD programs if they liked and so on, but basically designed for people reading Shakespeare for the first time, seriously. And such wonderful students here. Something of a commonplace that students can often hit the plays. The undergraduate can be more sort of intellectually exciting than the graduate students. That's new to them, and they're selected with very high IQs and curiosity, and come to this place because they understand it's a very special kind of university. So they're ready for this kind of intellectual excitement in the classroom, and it's just absolutely wonderful. I'm now that I'm retired, the teaching I'm doing is just about entirely college teaching, and that's what I much prefer to do. I certainly love the tradition of university being what it is, of great intellectual leadership. This is a crazy place to have a university. The climate's no good here and so on, but Peggy and I just never had a moment's hesitation that we wanted to stay and that we don't want it ever to go away. No, I've had other offers, Princeton for one, and I'm very interested to see for me, how easy it was to turn that down. Very nice, but why leave the University of Chicago when you could be here? So the question sort of answers itself, really, about why one wants to stay. Some people, it's not always true, but some people who've left and have grieved about it. There are other, of course, wonderful places. I don't want to sound too chauvinistic about this. In fact, I absolutely dearly loved Harvard when we were there. I was there for 13 years all in all, and at one point I would have done anything to stay there, but glad I didn't. It's a better place. And Peggy and I get to spend a lot of time at Oxford too. We have an alumni program in June. We'll be going very shortly to do that. It's been going on 15 years, and we're staying in one of the colleges there, and we get to know resources of Oxford. We see plays, and we go down to Stratford and have short courses there. And Oxford is a wonderful university. Certainly, but in terms of the way teaching goes on and so on, I'd much rather be here than at Oxford. We had an experience that way with Howard Brown, who was chair of music department, a wonderful man, early sort of late medieval Renaissance specialist, who was he was here faculty, and he was offered a professorship of music at Oxford. Well, the title is sort of like being asked to go to heaven, right? So of course he went, and he came back in 2 years. He was deeply honored by that, and I realized what a great place it is, but there's more serious attention to teaching, both at graduate and undergraduate level here than at Oxford or Cambridge. Yeah.